And I think it's something we missed out on today because we've been spending basically most of our time getting the stream ready.
This whole thing.
And that is apparently SuperData has got numbers in WoW that are pretty rough.
Interesting.
So bear with us, but apparently we've got a 40% drop in World of Warcraft.
Ooh.
Okay, here, so let me give you Google SuperData World of Warcraft on the big... Okay, sweet. So
it's on their homepage. It's fine. It's their monthly report, which is, if you're interested in any industry stuff, like, subscribe to this newsletter, because it is honestly, I love getting it. It's straight up just, you get to see, if nothing else, you get to see where World of Warcraft is on this list of PC games.
Yeah.
And you would genuinely be surprised.
Yeah, all of this time that I'm going around being like, why are they not putting more money into World of Warcraft? You look at a graph like this, and World of Warcraft is above, like, Fortnite and PC. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's... CSGO is continually the most played game on Steam, with like hundreds of thousands of concurrent users, and it's still just sitting nicely in there below.
Honestly, now that I see this, I'm shocked Valorant is on that list. Wow.
Yeah, I think that's just a super quiet success. I guess it's the same with League of Legends.
Yeah.
Who's really talking a lot about League recently?
Well, it's also worth saying, like, this is top grossing.
Yeah, top.
And I think Valorant is pretty damn premium in what they charge.
Yeah, that's right.
To kick us off, though, let's actually go through what's happened for World of Warcraft. So, World of Warcraft player numbers fell back to normal levels as the excitement around November's Shadowlands expansion subsided. And what I will say there is we are individuals who do have a YouTube channel, and Shadowlands, after Shadowlands, boom. We definitely found that it's fallen pretty hard this time. So, I mean, that's very anecdotal, and some of that is impacted by, you know, what we did as well. But yeah, I do not at all doubt what they've got here. Continue on. From November to January, revenue fell by 61%, and player numbers declined by 41%, with those figures not including China. Yeah. I mean, if you think about this, think about Shadowlands from the perspective of somebody who's not playing in a raid guild or a group of people doing a Mythic Plus dungeon. I imagine that's going to look pretty damn similar to a Destiny launch, where a bunch of people go in, they go through that initial gearing curve, and they're like, I'm done.
Yep.
Because I had some of the most fun I had progressing my character in Shadowlands was logging in near launch and being like, oh cool, gear is gear again, I get to go do my Mythic Pluses, and now I can do PvP, and I feel really accomplished by doing so. So that was a great experience. But then as soon as that ran dry, and it's like, oh okay, well what am I doing right now? I'm raid logging. I logged in to do our re-clear of Castle Nathria, and my character was in Castle Nathria, because where I logged out of my character was the boss. And I purchase multiple raid nights of materials in advance so that I can raid log. Now that is obviously not the most bright and shiny review of the world content of World of Warcraft right now, but you know, that's just how I've been playing the game. And in fairness, I'm going to be going and doing my raided battlegrounds soon. You know, we're doing that Sundays, all really fun. But my point here is, if I wasn't playing with you and everyone else, I wouldn't be playing World of Warcraft. So when you see a SuperData report that says that player numbers have decreased by 41%, I mean, that's near enough the player base halving. Who's surprised? World of Warcraft right now is only designed to be a fun game for, you know, for that you play in a guild.
Yeah.
In the past, we talked about reputations earlier in today's stream, and you know, doing those reputations, if you were really the sort of person who just thought Argent Tournament, I'm going to do that every single day for the next while and champion every single factions, and I'm also going to do it in my Horde character, then man, if you were that person, you had like 6 months of WoW to play at all times, because, you know, maybe you didn't play in TBC and you still had to do Netherwing, and that's 30 days. That was stuff that would keep people going. But now, that part of the game is so weak that I think as soon as it's not all about instanced content, be it the PvP or the PvE, bam, the players are gone. So to continue on, This roughly matches the pattern seen for the past several expansions, though Shadowlands had a bigger launch. Blizzard does appear to have found a way to increase how often expansions are able to boost earnings. With them, of course, yeah, they're just saying that they're talking about WoW TBC, which basically means that they get their Shadowlands bump, they get their TBC bump, they get their 10.0 bump, they get their Wrath bump. That's how they're going to go. What I'd say to Blizzard, though, is that the thing that matters the most in this thing is the area under the curve of the graph.
Yeah.
And the best way to increase the area under the curve, I actually think it might be reputations. It might be a Torghast that you can play as a game within the game and reputations.
Yeah, it's fundamentally you need to space out content to keep that curve from being so spiky. And it's interesting that they rely on the. It's like if you look at it purely from like the graphical perspective of the revenue, it seems like they've taken a very weird approach of going, okay, we're good at spikes. Instead of smoothing this out to an average, which is what shareholders want, they want money coming in reliably. They just go, oh, what if we just schedule loads of spikes?
Yeah.
And then if it drops off fine. And it's like, it reminds me of what Grinding Gear Games said at the Path of Exile.
Yeah.
Where it's like they say they made a big, I don't want to say song and dance because it sounds negative, but they made a big thing of saying, yeah, we have dips in content. We let our players play the game and go. But there's a lesson to be learned from, or maybe they learned the wrong lesson, I should say, that they learned, okay, maybe we can just let players go away because they'll come back. But what matters is how people leave. Because I know with BFA, I think I left every patch with a bad taste in my mouth. I was like,
BFA, yeah.
Yeah, I'll come back. But with every step I come back, it's just a little bit more begrudgingly.
It's the churn, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, there's a time where like I'll come back for sure, but how many won't?
Yeah, I think the best way to do that is just let there be content that people can just play for a whole bunch, and those sort of, trying to get a raider to do Torghast to get Soul Ash, I think it's like practices like that are not necessarily the thing that we should be champion or cheering on as a design.
Yeah, you want people to play your game because they want to play it and they have things they find meaningful, as opposed to have this big burst of hype for the game and then go, there's nothing. Yeah,
so that's the SuperData story for I forget your name, sorry. It's funny when you look at these SuperData things. I mean, if you were to go up on that to to the other things, I mean, this game's like DFO.
Oh, DFO is some creature.
So many of these are things that you're like, what is this? What's going on? I mean, the console one is the most, I think, recognizable to so many of us. And then you look here, Coin Master.
What for it?
Friggin' Coin Master is one of the most successful games in the universe. I don't know what the aliens have got in terms of video games. I haven't asked them, but
probably pretty good to be honest.
Hopefully the aliens have got better than Coin Master.
Yeah. There is one fun thing though. Seeing how high Genshin Impact is on that console, sitting in a 10 still, but is nowhere to be found on mobile. Which goes to show. Yeah, it's. I don't want to tar the entire mobile industry with a brush, but Genshin Impact's a good game, and I don't know how many of these are actually good. Outside of Roblox, I guess there's a reason that's worth how many $1 billion were they worth recently?
I forget. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was a bin. I see someone asking what is DFO. Oh, Dungeon Fighter Online is. I don't know how to describe. It's an artifact of a lost time that somehow continues to have a massive player base and bring in an insane amount of money.
Yeah.
I tried. I never got around to it. I might do it soon, but on our news channel, I actually planned to look at DFO to see why it was consistently beating League of Legends on the SuperData rankings. I mean, you can talk trash about League all you want. You can kind of see why people would play it, even if it's a lot of people bounced off it.
Yeah.
DFO looks
rough.
rough doesn't actually describe it.
Yeah.
It just.
I mean, you go
Yeah,
ahead.
fair.
I'll bring up some DFO.
Yeah, no, I remember, and I think I put 2, 3, maybe 4 hours into it, and I just couldn't believe. There it is on Steam. Likely the.
There's probably play footage.
Likely the best. Okay. There's the
You
mouse.
may need the mouse for that.
Yeah, no, it's. Like, I don't know if there's like some incredible depth at the like higher level. There seems to be plenty, but I mean, state-of-the-art 2D graphics. I don't know about that.
Yeah, so funny business, but that I think we mainly just brought that up because if you actually look at the SuperData charts and you see games by revenue, it's a very different way of ranking games to what we do as players, and it can be kind of enlightening to see basically what gets out there into the market and just bloody works.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're 500 million players worldwide.
Yikes.